I think that last little bit lingers just a little too long.
Yeah, just ever so slightly.
I actually think I want to replace it with what Donald said last night with birds of a feather drawn together.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
I think it's got like a lot of triple, quadruple entendres.
It's got all the things.
All the feels.
The cool kids are after.
Right.
So how are you this evening?
I'm doing good.
And why don't we have any music?
I don't know.
Oh. We're so professional on this show.
We totally are. We were actually watching YouTuber today that was, so my wife and I have decided to learn music over this year. I have chosen to finally learn my violin, and she bought a bass. And so I have been watching this YouTube channel called Two Set Violin, which is these two guys from, I'm guessing, Singapore, but may not be. They may be from Australia. I don't know where they're from, but they are particularly funny, and they do a lot of things about, violin and how to play violin. It did sort of sound like that, didn't it? So anyway, it turns out that another YouTuber that I've been watching, Davey504, plays bass. And I've been watching him because he's just really funny. Well, apparently they've been having a 2-year feud. It's not a real feud. It's a made-up feud of which is better, violin or bass. And ultimately, Davey504 kidnapped a violin, and now Two Set Violin's trying to rescue it. And this whole long YouTube battle has been going on. I didn't know any of this existed because it was in one of their playlists, so I wasn't looking. And then I finally tripped over it, and it's been we spent the entire night watching all of their back and forth videos, and they're very funny. And now they have culminated to an actual on stage live battle they're going to have on February 17th in Singapore. And they're going to battle it out between Two Set Violin and Davey504. And it is really funny that this whole thing has been going on. This long, arduous battle has been culminating now in this, this final, they're actually going to be on stage. And I was like, oh, that's cute. That's funny. And then I looked at the venue, and it's huge, and it's already sold out. And I'm like, wow, that I didn't expect. These are two YouTubers, and I mean, they're both funny. They're both entertaining. This is going to be an interesting thing. There's nothing wrong with this. And they are clearly friends. You know what I mean? Like, there was one whole thing where the two guys from Two Set Violin were stalking Davey 504 as Davey 504 went through town and was, doing these different things. Well, it was edited and cut together very, so clearly they had to have been in the same room planning it all out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. And then of course they're holding each other at gunpoint with what is clearly a rubber gun. You know what I mean? Like, it is intended for comedy. And Davey 504's online persona is that of a person who is, super macho, but not really. Like, that's been his online persona from the beginning. He's this, I'm so macho, I slap the bass sort of thing, and that's been his ongoing thing. And his part of the character is that he does these things that are unmacho because it's funny. Like, he plays it for laughs, but not really. Like, he's like, if you give me 315,000 likes, then I will fulfill my dream of dressing like a woman. And so they of course did. So he did, and he's actually got really good legs. So it's kind of weird, but so like weird things like that. And so of course they've been, these guys, these Two Set Violin guys, they've been saying that the bass is an inferior instrument to the violin, and the violin is a much better instrument and everything. It wouldn't be so bad, except all of these guys are actually really good. Like, Davey 504 can really play, and the Two Set Violin guys are, Paganini level violinists. But the thing is, that's so funny about this is that they both played in character during the whole time. Like, in their YouTube personas. Davey 504 has a very defined character, right? Whereas the Two Set Violin, their comedy comes from them being real. They try to play this piece, and yeah, they can play this piece just fine, but I screwed that note up. Sort of thing. Yeah. That's their shtick, has been always that they're just very real, and so they play each other very well in this, and I thought that was very cleverly done. It's just a very fun thing to watch. But I think it's even funnier because my wife is learning bass and I'm learning violin, and so right, Jack Binney and Fred Allen, yes. I mean, it's clever. It's cool. I'm intrigued. It's a lot of fun to watch this whole. There's like 20 videos where they go back and forth, challenging each other. And there's one video where they both were playing together with the bass and the two violins. They were battling, and the songs they were making were really, really good. It's like, damn, I could listen to this all the time. And like, you could see it in the comments section. They're like, you two may be feuding, but all of us are the winners.
Yeah.
Because they were like, that was some beautiful music. Highly recommended if you're a music person. Two Set Violin and Davey 504. They're both very entertaining people, and they're not only are they good, but they're very, very funny too. And led me to Mina GF Band, which is the bassist for Girlfriend, which is one of the top groups. Yeah, Two Set Violin, that's it. Exactly, just like that. And Davey, like Davy Crockett, except with IE, it's Davey IE 504 on YouTube. And they've been feuding, and entertainingly feuding. They're not really feuding, obviously. But yeah, they were just. We watched the whole thing. And it was just very cute. It was very lovely. Mm. And Davey 504 challenges bassists all over the world to battles. And there is this one bassist who plays with the band Girlfriend, which is one of the top bands in Japan. And she has her own little channel. And she's adorable. She just sits there and she's so very elegant. There's a certain amount of like a very prim and proper, there's like a peace, like a real peace to her. Like she's very peaceful, even though she's just shredding the bass, right? I mean, she's totally shredding with this absolutely serene look on her face. And I found out that she's actually like the bassist for the band Girlfriend through Davey 504. Yep, that's it.
Well, you've seen the drum mascot, haven't you?
Nope.
Oh, you haven't seen? Oh my God, I need to show you that.
Is it a YouTube video?
Yes. This guy plays a mascot for.
Wait, does he wear a horse mask?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
No.
Lindsey Sterling is kick butt. Not going to argue. I won't look him up because we can't rebroadcast, obviously.
No, but I'll pass it to you for you to watch him later.
Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to just type it in now. I see. Oh. Guess who he's played with?
Who?
Two set violin. Like, there's a video of him, like, right here with two set violin. Look at that. Check it out.
Yeah, that's it. That's the character.
Yeah, but this is two set violin. This is Brett from Two Set Violin over here. So,
but yeah, he's a mascot for some temple or prefecture or something like that. And the video that made him go viral was when you're overqualified for a job. And
right? Are you not entertained when you're
and he's
overqualified
just
for the job?
shredding the drums. Like, the guy is legitimately fantastic with the drums.
When you play deathcore at a kid's concert? His name is Nyango Star. Nyango Star. Nyango Star. Like Ringo Starr, except different. Nyango Suta. His name is legit Nyango Star. He's got 200,000 subscribers and 6 videos. Oh no, maybe he's got more than 6. I'm like, how did he get 6 videos and 200,000 subscribers? Yeah, okay, so he actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He has 20 videos. Okay, that's funny. But yeah. This is Mina from G-Friend. It's just really funny. But she's like this. She's just super elegant. Like, No matter how she plays, she just plays super calmly. And that's just the way she is. And she's just shredding on this bass. And this is like this serene look on her face. It's like very calm. She cracks me up. And here she's doing the QuaCk family opening, which I've actually been cracking up about QuaCk family. All right, we're working this problem here. Pepper.
It's a Pepper. Hi, Pepper.
You got to make him join. Oh, I'm gonna make him join. I guess I'll make him join. Pepper's here. Never
Finally, I'm allowed in.
Yeah, I thought that Ken was gonna let you in, but he didn't.
I have to click out of my screen to do it, so I thought you could do it.
Oh, it's all good. I can do that.
I can go if you two just wanted to be yourselves.
No,
H.E. Demon Kaka. Mm-hmm. His honorable
we
demon.
want you here.
So that was his original name, was Demon Kogure? Man, H.E. Demon Kaka does an incredible version of what is it called? Chijo no Hoshi. I don't know, Bob, if you're familiar with Chijo no Hoshi by Miyuki Nakajima from like the 80s or the 90s, somewhere in there. That super power ballad that was really cool. And H.E. Demon Kaka did a cover of it, and it's so wicked. And it's like the best. I love it so much. I mean, Chijo no Hoshi is a great song to begin with, but it does a metal cover, and it's
So what are you up to this evening, Pepper?
I am I have some stuff to do on Captain Spaced Up. Before you drew the thing for the duck pond, I had already had this. I hadn't shown you guys yet.
Ah, please,
So
please. we
I
need more
actually have, like, everything's being told by quacks.
that
Oh,
works.
nice. I like
So
it.
no, there's like no words or anything. It's just quacks. It's quack, quack.
Right?
Literally just quacks.
Quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah.
I think,
So I think I came up with enough. So I have the original space duck that I drew as the captain. I have a couple of other space ducks. One that has like the really weird, gnarly triangle-like glasses from Pokemon that Squirtle, Ash's Squirtle, wears.
Okay.
I have a female one that's modeled after Uruhara from Star Trek. If you can roughly make out what this looks like, so here's them encountering the enemy starship. And then here's a size comparison of the ships right there. So this is the side view where it looks like they're more sized proportionally, but it's farther away. This is up close with the two ships.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I have everything laid out. I'm just sketching it, but like I wanted to switch it over into my iPad because I want to kind of do this quickly. And I want to have this. It's only going to be like around 12 pages.
Sorry.
So this is going to go, and hopefully I can get it printed in time for Wicked West.
QuaCk. QuaCk.
Quack, quack.
Man, all of a sudden I'm all sneezy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Bill is very sneezy. I am worried that he may have the COVIDs again.
The vids again, huh?
Well, you have to remember the last time we got the COVID, we were in Florida. And then we came back to Colorado. And like that's the last thing we need right now.
Has he been in contact with people who had COVID?
Well, we had his mom and sister out. So his sister left, and she was saying that she was like with someone that was coughing a lot on the plane. And then Bill's mom has been here, but she's not really had any signs of COVID. But Bill all of a sudden is not able to breathe, and he asked for the pills that they gave us for COVID, which makes me worry a bit.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
hopefully he doesn't have the COVID. Like, I don't want him to have that.
I don't either. I'm good with him not having the COVID as well. I too do not want him to have COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to have COVID either, but like if he does, I just want him to be, safe.
Right. Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I can't find my version of Quack Duck story, the AI version. Not sure where I put it.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about the one that we did together?
Yeah. Because that would have been kind of cool to put those all in the same spot somewhere. You know what I mean?
I also saw a man a man named Otto, or a man called Otto, with Tom Hanks.
Yep.
We watched that tonight before everyone decided to come home and go to bed.
How is it?
It is not a film that I thought. It is not a film that I thought Tom Hanks would ever do. If that helps.
It's got what?
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know. I heard you say it's got help. And I was like, what?
Oh, no, it's Tom Hanks is not a person that I thought would actually have fit that role very well. I mean, it's a very good movie, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just can't picture him doing something like that. playing
Doing
someone
that
that's super
style?
grumpy. But Bob, honestly, it is not Up Without the Balloons. It's literally something else. I don't know what to call it. I mean, I can see what you're saying is Up Without the Balloons. I can totally get that. What you're saying. I'm just saying that I want to describe it as Up Without the Balloons. It's definitely not a kids movie. And it was definitely not a movie I think I should have seen tonight or after recent events in my life. But I don't know how else to describe it. I think people should watch it and make their own opinion about it, though.
Fair.
Yeah, that was my sister-in-law's take on it. Like, Tom Hanks is too much of a nice guy to actually fill the role of someone who is.
Oh, that was an open.
Huh?
An open. I'm mumbling.
Tom Hanks is definitely someone that I don't think thought the role through.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of Tom Hanks plays a grumpy old man, and I'm like, I mean, okay, that's fine, but why? It doesn't seem like his style, you know?
Well, it's not the fact that he plays a grumpy old man in this. It's the way that everything is portrayed. If you watch the film, you think it's gonna end kind of like, oh, this is great, this is wonderful, but the way it ends, it's not like a normal Tom Hanks film ending. If that helps.
Sort of, I guess.
Well, it's like everyone expects to have like a happy ending at a Tom Hanks film.
Mm-hmm.
This does not end on a happy ending.
Right, that makes sense. That's what I was saying. I feel like that sort of straight up becomes sort of against the way that he usually operates, sort of thing.
Yeah. But on a brighter note, I did watch that 90s show.
How did that go? Because I've been actually kind of looking forward to watching that.
Surprisingly, a lot better than I thought.
Oh, that's good to hear.
The cameos are done very well, I feel. With at least with like Kelso and Donna and Eric and Jackie.
Uh-huh.
I like on how they explain Fez and Jackie.
They explained what?
Well, at the end of the series, that 70s show series, Fez and Jackie were together as a couple.
Oh, right.
And they never really explained off the bat, like, why they weren't together anymore. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, they do fill us in about that. The neighbors next door, I do like on how they tie into that. The daughter is just as big of a dork, I want to say, as her father. So she's definitely Eric Foreman's daughter. I think the only weird moment had to have been when the actor who plays Donna's father is in the picture, but that's just because I'm always uncomfortable seeing that actor on screen.
Who is that actor?
He played Bob Pinciotti, who was Donna's father.
I'm with you.
The one with the black curly hair.
Yeah, it took me a second, but yeah.
Yeah, like, he always kind of confuses and not really... I really don't understand sometimes on how he acts. So, like, it's for me, I guess, it's weird for me to see him, but, other than that, like, he's... The rest of the cast, I have to say, like, did a really good job. With everything. Okay. What are, like, the one thing I will say is they do make sure that they have the water tower in there. If you watch the original show, cool. They have the water tower in there right at the very beginning, just like they did. They made sure that they had the water tower in the beginning of the very first season. The only person that was not visible, because they still had, oh god, they brought back like so many characters from the first show. The only one that they didn't have was Hyde, and that's for obvious reasons.
Yeah. We're having problems there, huh? Yikes.
What, Hyde?
Yeah.
Well, the actor himself is being... it's part of like the Me Too stuff. For him.
And truthfully, rightfully so, that he's being somewhat canceled.
So...
And in that instance, he has actually been tried and convicted, as I recall.
I mean, originally I thought when the charges were, when people came. When the women that were charging him of stuff came forward, I thought he would have been kind of in the clear because they ended up dropping the case altogether. But yeah, that didn't happen very well. Clearly,
I don't think that. I think that went bad for him. I think it was one of those whatever mistrial things occurred, but then they were like, it wasn't a mistrial. I don't know. And so they sued him, or I don't know.
Mistrial.
Yeah, like it, and so they sued him or something like that. I seem to remember it being.
Yeah. Yeah. The weird thing is I just watched something with Corey Feldman in it. Feldman.
Mm-hmm.
And you might actually like the podcast that I'm talking about. It's Mayim Bialik, and it's called Mayim Bialik's Breakdown. It's on YouTube. It's not bad. Basically, she brings people into the show, child actors, mental health people as well. And she talks to them about different things involved in mental health, mental stability, and how to prevent and how to basically make sure that you have in a lot of I guess basically they talk about the trauma of being child actors as well, being thrusted in as adults in an environment where kids really shouldn't have been in and stuff like that. But she's had Jodie Sweetin, Cameron Bure, Molly Ringwald, Seth Green. Those are, and then Corey Feldman was from this past latest episode. So, if you like people talking about mental breakdowns and mental health, I think you would enjoy the show.
I'm always fascinated by stuff like that. Yes.
It was very interesting to hear Corey Feldman talking, though, on the show, because I just always, I didn't associate Mayim Bialik and Corey Feldman together at all. So hearing them talk about their childhood and stuff like that, and finding out that they have like a ton of mutual friends, was interesting, actually, to say the least, about everything that I heard them talking about. So
yeah.
So it was definitely a fun show to watch for that reason alone.
It is a small group. It's like a lot of, I mean, once you've been a child actor, I think a lot of it is that Mom would talk about like the children would be sequestered or put somewhere else sometimes so that they wouldn't get involved in most of the drugs. You know, when they're young, and they tended to bond. They'd be together.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just an interesting thing, you know. It's like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it was interesting to hear him talk, because I don't know if you've followed what Corey Feldman has been up to. But he makes part of his discussion is basically people in Hollywood. He talks about the people in Hollywood that don't want him talking.
That's fair.
Because when he produced his autobiography about his life in Hollywood, he talked about and he named names in the book about who did what to him.
Mm-hmm.
And those people still don't want him talking. He made a point to say that they do not want him talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it shows them for who they are.
Yeah. So, but when I still look at him, I still see Mouth from Goonies. Like,
yep.
There's not really much I can do. That's the only thing I see. Actually, there's an old clip with Corey Haim before he passed away, and Corey Feldman on they had a reality show way back when, where Corey Haim is talking to Corey Feldman, and the subject of their abusers did come up on that show. And at the time, Corey Feldman did not want to say anything. And then it wasn't until after Corey Haim's death that he made the decision to say something in his book. Because he didn't want a repeat of the same cycle that happened with Corey Haim.
Right.
There's that. I'm just waiting for Maya Bialik to get Brendan Fraser on her show. I'd really like to see on how that would work out.
Yeah, talk about a guy that you could name some names.
Yeah.
Well, I think he just recently made he just made waves by not. He was supposed to be at some award show to possibly win an award for The Whale. The thing that basically everyone's saying that brought him back into the limelight. And he basically said no, he wasn't going to until the company that caused him to basically leave Hollywood rectifies the problem that they had with that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, the person that basically made him not want to be in Hollywood anymore was the person that was over the Golden Globes, I guess.
Yeah.
And he said that he was going to destroy Brendan Fraser's career, and he did.
Yeah.
But the Golden Globes didn't do anything, the organization didn't do anything to really protect him. So he didn't go.
Yeah. And then Brendan Fraser just went completely off the end, and it was so sad. And I'm so glad to see him back.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this is a recovery.
I've heard so many people sit there and talk about his weight, and I'm like, you do realize people age, and when they age, they gain weight.
It's not that. He gained weight because he was depressed.
Yes.
And that's I mean, yes, people age and gain weight, but part of the problem and part of the reason why so many people are aggravated about that particular thing is that he gained weight because he was depressed because he got kicked out of Hollywood.
Yeah, it wasn't something oh, I'm just going to decide to be depressed. It was literally he had a problem in Hollywood. So
yeah. And that's part of the whole shaming thing that was going on, was he was getting fat shamed, and that just made it worse. And then somewhere along the line, it's actually a great story. Somewhere along the line, he was online and people started fat shaming him, and just this epic swell happened of people, defending him and coming to his rescue online.
Yeah.
While he was, effectively having a complete mental breakdown about it.
Yeah.
And that's why The Whale was such a cathartic movie.
Mm-hmm.
because he's playing a huge person, an epically fat guy, you know. It's interesting how much people in our culture believe that weight is a weakness. Being overweight's a weakness, and it's availability of food combined with, for most of us, it's the only place that we can go to deal with depression. And you know, because like we're not going to get into drugs or alcohol because we've already decided that somewhere along the line, you know.
Yeah.
So instead we dump ourselves into food.
Well, and also too, the availability of cheap, horrible for you food is everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Is like, you know, people call it a weakness, and it's not. It's that we don't want to get into alcohol or drugs, you know.
Well, but there's more to it. Is what I'm saying.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I totally agree with you, but I know people who are perfectly normal weight who also just have the same amount of availability. It's our coping mechanisms and where we are with our coping mechanisms and how we cope. Because you are right, the food sucks. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. If we overate broccoli, it'd be so much easier for us, wouldn't it?
Except for the gas.
Eating healthy is absolutely expensive. However, and I say this because I am married to someone who eats properly and does not, in fact, do the thing. And the thing about this is that means that I actually eat properly. And yet I'm still, even after 12 years of being with her, I have not lost any weight. So it's because I know that part of this is my stupid coping mechanism is to eat a zillion Twinkies.
Well, I can say without a doubt, between the fact that I'm on Ozempic and the fact that I take Strattera, both of these medications have made me lose 10 pounds over the last 2 months.
At least that's a plus in that corner.
Yeah, it's because they zap my appetite down to almost nothing during the day.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's not like awesome, but, you know, it counts your, I mean, I guess it's the, you know, all the little blessings.
Yeah.
I mean, not the ideal way. I would not want to, you know, go there as the ideal way, but, you know.
No, trust me, I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah, and I'm not arguing with you, Brian. I mean, you are absolutely right. I just keep doing the thing where I'm like, well, that wasn't the point. You know? Because I think Brendan Fraser gained weight because he was stressed out and depressed. And that was sort of the point I was headed for, is that that's a thing that actually happens. And we seem to, as a culture, see that as, well, that's not you being depressed. That's you being a weak idiot and eating Taco Bell when you really should be eating broccoli, you know? It's like, except that people don't realize that's a mental illness issue. We don't treat it like a mental illness issue. We should. I'm just apologizing because I feel like I shut you down, Brian. I didn't mean to.
That's okay.
And I didn't mean to. I love you, bro.
So I also prepared two two images for Wicked West already. Let's see if I can share this. If you'll allow me.
Nope. Yeah, I gotta do it. I got him.
Well, I mean, it's the background image right here.
Oh, I played that game. I love that game.
Well, it's whatchamacallit. I did this before I knew there was a game.
No. There's a game out there called Star Frontiers. It's one of my favorite games. It's an RPG from the 80s. When TSR was trying to make D&D in space.
Okay, so
and I'm making a joke from that because I loved that game. It was one of my favorites, but it had a race called the Brusque, which looked very much like the critter to the right on the right side there. So it looks like a space picture with the Brusque and a human. And I'm like, hey, I played that game. I was just making a joke. You have to explain the joke. It kind of takes the power away from the joke. Sorry about that.
Yeah. And then the other one, let me see if I can pull this up, if it'll allow me. So this is the other one right here.
Oh, I like that piece.
So I just have to get both of these printed out.
Right? Bob's gonna go get his copy of Star Frontiers. I'm gonna get attacked by a giant cat. You guys are gonna get cat butt. Sorry.
So, yeah. So I'm trying to get as much new stuff as I can for this next one. I was still debating about. I was still debating on whether or not to make a pin or some stickers still. I just don't know if I have the budget yet. If I do a pin, I think it's going to be 2 different pins, and I'm just going to use the shark and dog and cat hybrids that I did.
Mm-hmm.
I think the black shark cat that I did.
The shitties.
Yeah, if I do the black shitty, I think I should be fine. I haven't seen anything that looks like that one, really. So I think it would be fun. And then the hammerhead dog shark thing that I made, I think that would be fun too. So. But. Did I show you guys the image?
Ooh, man.
That I did for like a D&D style image. I think I posted it. I don't know if I showed it here or not.
I don't think so. I don't remember it.
Yeah, let's see if I can share it.
What do you think?
Brutal. I like it.
There you go. I put it up so that I could share it.
No, I gotta control that. Harder to do. George is sitting on the mouse.
So, out of curious questions.
Does it look like a Foglio? Yes, it does.
Well, here's the question.
I'm just saying.
How off the rails do you think this D&D group could go?
Yes.
They meet at a tavern and it's raining out, and two of them are already drunk, and one's basically an eldritch, like, modern time-traveling wizard. The other one is, like, a dark priest in the background that's trying to hide, but not really hiding. There's a pet dragon and two drunken people so far, so... yeah. So I wasn't sure if I should make this a print for Wild West or not either. Because this one has no home anymore. So. Alright, I'll stop talking. Obviously, I'm not really funny.
What was that all about? Is it a
where
moment
this
of
was meant to
self-consciousness?
where this was supposed to go didn't end up happening because no one paid.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying I like that piece because it's very Foglio-esque.
Huh?
It's very Foglio-esque. Phil Foglio.
Foglio?
Folio. Phil Folio is not a Foglio. Folio.
Folio? Who's
You
that?
don't know Phil Folio? Phil and Kaya Folio?
No.
Oh, man.
Did I?
Well, he does stuff that's similar to you. Here. Let me look him up for you. You know Girl Genius?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a thing. Let's see if I can find some of his artwork. He did a lot of early Magic cards. Some of my favorite early Magic cards. But it's that very similar, very entertaining, lovely style. Hang on. Here. Like this. You know, this kind of stuff. Just really funny.
I can't really see because all I see is Brian.
Oh, hang on. Let me fix that. Because he's in charge again. There we go. There we go. Right? I mean, like that same kind of humor and very just lovely flow in Folio is one of my favorites. But they don't do this type of style anymore. So they don't permit it. But he hasn't worked in Magic in a long time. But he now works in Girl Genius, which is his comic. Anyway, you just have a folio effect. I liked it. That's all. All I was saying is it just looks very folio
Okay.
in a complimentary way. I've met Phil Folio. We interviewed him a couple of times at Geek Tank. So he's very unique and Kaya. So it's funny, Bob. I think if you were talking about that, that's probably the same year we met him at Mile High Con. I'll bet you anything that was the same year.
I think this is going to be an interesting poster set for Wild West or Wicked West.
Huh?
So this is Rosa. I have Brig. I think they turned out really nice in very different ways.
Yeah, at the old Regency. That's it. No, this is after the Regency. They've been back since then, so I guess that must have been a different thing.
Okay. Yay! I actually have all of my pages mapped out digitally. Yay. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay. Okay. I still have people visiting my house. So.
You have people there and Bill's sick? That's not a good combo.
Yeah, I have Bill's mom is here, and then Bill's sister left yesterday or Monday. I don't know what day it is today. So she went back to Bozeman. Okay. So, Guy, do you think I should try to do some preliminary work on that Oni?
Yeah, I mean, give it a shot. I mean, I can't guarantee you'll get in, but, you know. Oh, yeah, this is not 1985. Guess what, guys?
Oh no!
Guess who's on the wrong layer?
Oh no!
I won't name any names, but it's me.
Part of me really is starting to look at this stuff and go, maybe I should stick just with my Eastern European roots. I don't know if I want to sit here and do all that detail every single panel.
Hi, Tessa!
Hey, Tessa.
Hello.
Get stuck in traffic. Arrgh. Oh, I so want to go. What traffic? Australia's got like 5 people and kangaroos, and everything wants to kill you because it's Australia. I mean, it's one of those things. I absolutely know that every place is full of people, but it's still in my head. It's funny. I say that because I've also got a buddy who's in Melbourne, and that's my ongoing joke. He's like, you should come visit me, and I'm like, I'm not visiting you. Everything there wants to kill you. Even the cute things want to kill you.
What's
And
that
besides,
one?
I'm terrified of drop bears. I'm just saying.
You're terrified of drop bears?
Right?
You're terrified of demonic-looking koala bears falling out of trees and eating your face?
And eating your face, drop bears. I tell you.
And yet, a
You're a drop
yokai
bear.
from Japan that has an eyeball where his butthole should be is not scary to you.
Nope. Drop bears. Tell you. Drop bears. Tell your friends. I hope you're enjoying our flight of fancy somewhat on your behalf, Tessa. You are now definitely one of us. We have now adopted you.
Yes.
Welcome to QuaCk. I hope you appreciate it for what it is. All right. Kind of moving through here. Don't bathe in eucalyptus. Yeah, right.
Actually, I love eucalyptus.
That's so funny. I actually was just thinking, I really just never liked the smell of eucalyptus. I try really hard.
Okay, all right. Let me. To be fully transparent, I grew up with eucalyptus around my house.
Sure.
So, like,
It'll
my
remind you of
grandparents
home.
had a eucalyptus tree.
Right. That makes sense.
I mean, I'm from Florida, and South Florida seems to have a lot of the same plants as Australia.
I don't know if that's necessarily it. We ended up importing eucalyptus somewhere along the line because
Unfortunately,
Melaleuca
Melaleuca trees are indigenous to Australia, and they used Melaleuca trees as a way to dehydrate and expand on the land in Florida.
Yeah, and California.
And in California. So when I was a child, I actually had one of my classmates die because they decided to burn eucalyptus near the house that she lived in.
Oh, that's not going to end well.
And in the eucalyptus that they were burning was also Melaleuca trees. Which, if anyone doesn't realize, Melaleuca trees are where people get tea tree oil from.
Yep.
And allergies with tea tree oil cause, like in smoke or in oil or whatever type of application, if you're allergic to it, causes people to straight up pass away.
Yep. Mariah hates the smell of tea tree oils.
Yeah.
Because she said when she was living in California, that's what, like, the hippies that lived on the beach, that's what they would wear all the time to kind of cover the stench of the fact that they didn't really bathe that often.
Mm-hmm.
So now it just always reminds her of, like, the weird things that happened on the beach all the time that when she was a kid she wasn't involved in, she just didn't want to get involved in.
Fair.
That's random. There you go, guys. Everybody standing around the transporter platform. Star Trek.
Oh, wow. I actually found an entire website that has yokai and oni, and they're all basically labeled by region in Japan.
Huh. There you go.
From
The Cage. Yeah, it was totally The Cage. I don't know what that was about either, or why. Well, I mean, I guess that's a stupid thing. Why in the world would I have something from The Cage hanging out in my... That's dumb.
What? You're not making sense, guy.
Bob was identifying the picture that I just brought up from Star Trek. And I was about to say, isn't that strange? Why would I have a picture from Star Trek? And I was like, that's a dumb thing to say. Really, the question is, why is it not in its folder? Oh, that's the real question. Yeah, I was doing that, and then I stopped for, reasons.
what's the region that you taught in again, guys?
Ibaraki Prefecture.
Ibaraki?
Yeah, Kanto, Ibaraki.
Oh, okay.
Kanto,
They actually have the Kanto section, and I just pulled it up.
Yep.
Interesting.
I think the yokai there is just Tanuki.
Huh?
I think that the Tanuki is the typical yokai in that area. I know because I saw them all over the place.
Well, you have the one-eyed priest boy, which is what the translation means, but I think it's Hirasume Kuzo.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's right.
And then you have a bird one. This is all from the same area, so the Zuki Baba.
Oh, the old.
Chibusa Inoki. Fudokuchi Ona, which is basically the woman with the mouth in the back of her head.
Yep.
Inpachi Gitsune, which looks like a fox that drinks alcohol.
Kitsune, yeah.
The Gaki. There's a next page button. Oh, okay. There's the Itachi as well. You said what was the one that you said was big in there that you saw the statues of?
Tanuki. They're the raccoon dogs.
Okay. They have the raccoon dog headed humanoid, which is the Shukaku. Tamamo no Mei, which looks like a female fox. You don't see the Tanuki. I'm already past the T's.
That's probably fine.
Yeah. I also see the Tofu Kuzo, so Yano Kasune, which is the nine-tailed fox.
Yeah. So always a kitsune somewhere.
There it is. Oh, but you're the ones that have the Yutsurabune.
Yes.
AKA the hollow ship.
Yes.
With the strange woman that comes out of it.
It's a thing.
Which is what Lum is based off of.
Mm-hmm. It's because Rumiko Takahashi is from our area.
I thought she was from Kanto.
Yeah, she's from the Chiba area, I believe. Bob, you'll have to correct me on that one. I'm off.
I always find it funny of who her aspirations of like someone, because Rumiko Takahashi's like person that she most respects is like a guy that didn't even do this, like that did a way more sports manga.
Hey, Melon.
Hi, Melon. How are you?
Hi, Melon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Niigata. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, yes. Good question.
Nice. So you're having a very productive day?
And
So she's from Niigata. She's actually from Chubu.
Niigata Prefecture.
Yeah. Which is not that far from Kanto. It's like neighboring. So Kanto is like right next to where she probably grew up. There you go.
He desperately needs like companionship.
Who does?
George.
Oh, George.
Because Dove has been sick, and so we've been locking him out of the bedroom, and so he's all like feeling unloved and like nobody loves him. Wow, there were over 800 applicants, more than 800 applicants.
Dang.
That's a lot.
Good luck.
Round 2 for Melon. George. How do your breath stinks? George, I love you a lot. You are being a pest. Yep. Yep. You test a park just in time to see cat butt. That's what we've got going on over here.
Sounds like perfect timing to me.
Right. I love you. I've already given you your smooches for the day. They let me do some work here, but okay, this is actually really hard.
Alright, well, I know I joined late, but I'm gonna have to
Leave early.
call it
You're
a
gonna
night.
join late. You're gonna leave early.
That's fine.
It's actually fine.
It's alright. Oh, I'm sorry, Teresa. I didn't mean to scare you.
Huh?
She was saying that Waltz is allergic to tea tree oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Melaleuca trees are a type of tea tree. Best way to explain it, if you have a problem with those, you typically have an allergen to tea tree oil. So just make sure that you guys never get into a place. Yeah, welcome to Florida. They actually, when I was a child, I actually lost, like I said, I lost someone that I went to school with because they had a control burn and they burned all those trees, and they didn't really say anything. Worst part about it is if you burn those trees, their seed pods basically open up and fire off like they are rifles. So,
yeah, I've heard about that.
So not only were seed pods opening up and replanting themselves in this fire, which case they had to go back through and actually pull all the baby Melaleuca trees that were popping up after that fire. They didn't help any of the families that were part of anyone who passed away or were harmed during those fires.
Was that the state that did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, one thing to know about Florida, they do not care enough to actually say sorry about stuff like that. So, on that note, I'm gonna go because that was uncomfortable. So, all right.
We love you, Pepper.
Talk to you all later. Night.
Bye-bye.
See you, Pepper. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And from Melon, message for you, sir.
I love them. Those are cute emotes. God, I did not know that about tea trees.
Right? I didn't either. Well, to be fair, not like we have tea tree here. They won't live in Colorado at all. This is not a climate they like. They just die here. Cute kitsune.
This is turning out really good. What do you think, Guy?
Oh, I like that. That one's good too.
What I wanted to have is four posters for the new books of the main characters.
Okay.
So I have Brig and Rosa done. This is going to be Mammy, and then I have Momo.
Oh, that's good. I like where you're going with it.
You know, particularly since Wicked West, I'm going to be debuting this book.
This entire series, yeah.
This series. I think having the characters there, I think that would really, really help.
I agree.
Yeah, everything in Australia. There's a picture. I love this picture. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Oh yeah, you're referring to the comment I had made before. I have a buddy, like I was saying, I have a buddy that lives in Melbourne, and that's the joke that we make all the time. He's like, "Why don't you come visit me?" And I'm like, "Everything there wants to kill me." Oh, I was gonna say, although Nightbot's not being as aggressive, Nightbot was being pretty aggressive for this morning.
That was weird. I turned down its timers the other day.
Okay, then maybe it just must have wigged. But whatever happened, it was on a bizarre tear. It's like this morning, it was like hitting so many times that it was starting to push people's comments off the screen. And I was like, what's going on? Well, I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad, but it felt that bad because I was trying to read people's posts.
Yeah.
And I get 6 Nightbot posts in one post or something like that. And I was like, I can't figure out what you said because it dropped off the bottom. Yeah.
I love this picture.
Yeah. He wants to kill you.
He just can't. Yeah, I've heard about, like, you have to take special care with shoes
End up with huntsmans in them.
so that you don't have any friends in your shoes.
Yeah. Except the huntsman. The huntsman spider doesn't want to kill you. He's friendly. But he's also terrifying. It's like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to kill you. And you're like, yeah, but please, you get to go somewhere else, anywhere, not here, please. I'm not arachnophobic, but I could become arachnophobic in a big hurry. Right? It's the stuff that'll kill you. But yeah, still.
I think it was like a short story or something like that, or a series of comic panels about the alien invasion of the Earth. And like they're talking about, oh yeah, we've already taken Europe, United States fell fairly quickly, but was kind of a tough time. And then they turned to the guy in Australia, and he's like, "Nope." Like, what do you mean?
Bro. We need to leave. Moon is haunted. What?
Oh, it's already 11:45.
Right? Look at us coming up on the midnights. You're right. What's that over there? Nope, 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 nope. Totally get that. All right.
Yeah, Tess on her stream was going over. They sent her this guy's YouTube page. He was like the fat electrician. And he was talking about different military items. It was really funny. Like the PT belt.
Okay.
So the PT belt came about because a guy was doing PT and got hit by a car. Well, they've taken the PT belt to such extremes and requirements to wear the stupid, it's a high visibility belt, that it's taken on a life of its own for ridiculousness.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, knowing what a PT belt in my head, I'm like, yeah, no, that makes sense. I can see that.
Like, so a guy went on, that guy went on Amazon, and he was reading some of the top reviews for it, and like one of them, the guy was doing his training, and he fell off a cliff, but that was okay. He pulled the PT belt from his pocket and started twirling it around like a helicopter.
Right.
And he was able to fly back to his base. Well, while he was flying back, a Palestinian surface-to-air missile was fired at him, and it was blinded by the radiant light coming off the belt, and it sent it back to the launcher from which it came and converted it into Christianity.
This is awesome.
Another one, the guy was crossing a street and got hit by a bus, but luckily he was wearing his PT belt, so he survived the hit, but everybody else in the bus was killed.
Not right. I love it so much.
Yeah. But like they were talking about the A-10 Warhog, which was essentially a minigun on with wings.
It is. That's all it is. Fires depleted uranium rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not bad enough. It has to fire depleted uranium rounds.
They said they don't call the pilot a pilot, they call it a stick controller.
Yep. Yeah, it's not really a minigun, but that's okay. It's a maxi gun. Just saying. Yeah. Because it fires like 50 millimeter depleted uranium rounds. Anytime it's firing anytime the word depleted uranium enters into the chat, you're like, well, that's a thing. like the F4 Phantom, which was built simply to prove that good enough power could make even a bird fly. .30mm. That's right. 30mm. Thank you.
It's okay, we have Mentos. Another subject you talked about was the one person you don't mess with in a unit is the medic.
Yes. For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Because the entire unit will protect their medic to the man.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a funny story with that.
Bring that up.
So, my brother helped set off a chain of events that led to the capture of Saddam.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a thing.
He was a medic in the army during the Iraq War.
Right.
When we invaded again. And remember when they were transferring the money? That was a big thing. He wasn't a part of that. He was a part of another group that was just trying to go home. And they got caught at this intersection that was a T. And no matter which way they go, they would have run into the units that were transferring the money, and they were caught in a major battle at the time on either side of this road.
Right.
So they were just stuck at this intersection. And they wound up getting ambushed by this white BMW. And the firefight happened and all that. Well, after everything had died down, he had checked everybody in the unit, and there was no one injured in the unit. So then he turned to a buddy of his. He's like, okay, I have to go save the guys in the car. And they were like, what? He goes, that's my job. I have to rescue them now.
Yep.
So he goes running off. He said he had to take off his armor just so that he could get enough room to get into the car to start pulling these guys out. He was able to rescue one guy. And that guy was the son of a tribal leader who gave up a person, who gave up a person, who gave up a person, and that led to the capture of Saddam. Because the chain reaction happened just from that one man.
That was kind of cool.
Now, the funny thing with that story occurs much later. So he tells me the story. So I've known this story since Saddam got captured.
Right.
And I'm sitting, the game store that was in Longmont. Several of my friends like to hang out, and we'd do gaming, and then afterward we'd walk down to one of the restaurants and have dinner and conversation and all this. And one day, one of the guys in the group brought their friend along. He goes, "I had this great story." I'm like, "Okay," because it's about my friend who was a part of this unit that captured Saddam. Set off the chain of events. I'm like, "Oh, really? Tell me about this story," because I'm already starting to get flags flying.
Right.
He goes, "Yeah, him and this crazy ass medic.
Yeah.
They got caught in this firefight, and then the crazy ass medic started apparently taking off his armor to rescue one of the guys shooting at them." And I started busting up laughing, and the guy got offended with me. He's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I go, "I know that crazy ass medic." He goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, that's my brother." It turns out that the one guy over here was friends with my brother's buddy in that unit.
That's awesome.
So I got it independently verified what happened.
Right. It's like my dad was when he moved to this house in Texas and met up with his next door neighbor and everything and stuff like that. His next door neighbor's like, "Yeah, I was," my dad's like, "Yeah, I was in the army," and his next door neighbor was like, "Oh, really? I was too. That's interesting." He goes, "Well, yeah, but it was back during Nam, but I didn't get stationed in Nam. I got stationed in Turkey." And the neighbor gets real quiet and goes, "Where in Turkey?" My dad goes, "Sinop," and he goes, "What years?" And it turns out that they were both stationed in Sinop within a year of each other. So they never saw each other, but they were at the same station. And they were like, what are the odds of that actually occurring where you move into your next door neighbor happens to have been somebody who's, it was one thing to have been, Vietnam vets, but another thing totally to have been in a spot where, they're in the same, not just that, but the same. And it was, they were both military intelligence. So this is not exactly like one of those super, highly whatever
Coveted position.
Yeah, we're not highly populated. It wasn't like there's a million people.
Yeah, my dad, he was actually stationed with 1st Cav.
Yeah,
and
that's the unit my sister was in.
One of the things with 1st Cav was they had a banner on this mountain. And my dad painted that banner.
Nice.
And he got to meet a lot of the pilots. And they're like, "Oh, I saw that banner. Yeah, when I had to fly units over in that area."
Right.
So his banner was well known.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Welcome to the small world syndrome.
Yeah.
Well, even then, my sister was in the same unit as your dad, but different times, obviously.
Yeah, much different times.
Yeah.
Well, it is after midnight, so we should probably
roll out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up some of this here. It's cool looking. I don't know what I'm doing. Just messing around.
I'm slowly getting my outline done for this. Only got a few more pages, and issue 5 is ready to start being worked on.
Yep. You're welcome, Tessa. Thank you for being here, Tessa. Thank you for being here, Melon. Obviously, Bob, thank you for being here as well. We really appreciate you guys visiting with us tonight. I need to find my controller thingy. I've lost my controller thingy. There's my controller thingy. I don't know where anything is. I know nothing. I am so Jon Snow. Well, no. Okay, right. So we had Melon here, we had Tessa here, and Bob here. I think we had Brent here, but only for just a few minutes.
Yeah, I think we had Brent towards the beginning.
Literally one post, and then boom, he's out. You know, it's like he works during the day or something. It's so weird. Anyway, good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.
Bye.